Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. And everything that you do. Yeah, they were all yellow.
Why are you murdering Chris Martin right now?
Coldplay, man. They've been in the news a lot lately. So that song's been stuck in my head.
I see. That's a good song. Yeah, I don't think it was possible to miss the story, Matthew. Did you know they made the screen cap of Daily Dose of Internet?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, forever, like
forever immortalized.
Immortalized on Daily Dose. When you get the lead on Daily Dose, man, you know you done something, right?
Yep.
It's usually something dumb. Like going to a concert with the woman who is not your wife and the man who is not your husband, and doing husband and wife stuff.
Yep. I do have a question for you, though. In light of kind of recent events with the Giants, what's worse, to be a Giants fan or the CEO of Astronomer? Or the head of HR for Astronomer, for that matter.
I don't know. I was about to say, you know what? You know what? It's better to be a Giants fan, because here's the thing, Matthew. There's always next year. You know, I don't know if either of these people are going to have a next job.
No.
You know, unless it's like, you want fries with that. You know, I don't know. So yeah, I'm going to say, despite everything that's happened, despite what the rough reception that we got from the Canadians, those guys aren't nice at all.
No, totally rude.
What a big lie.
Totally rude.
I would say it's better to be a Giants fan. Yeah.
All right. I agree.
Bob, do you agree?
Welcome to Giant Cocktails, where the losses hurt, but the cocktails help. Here are your hosts, Ben and Matthew Henry.
Welcome to Giant Cocktails. Today, we're picking it like a booger, because it's episode 311. Matthew, did you know that Javi Lopez, it says here in my show notes Javier Lopez, and I have no idea who that is. Javi Lopez had an ERA of 3.11 during the 2014 postseason, helping the Giants to their third World Series championship in 5 years. Did you know that, Matthew?
I did know that because I researched the tidbit myself. But,
yes.
It's nice to reminisce a little bit on Javi Lopez, considering he's now one of our broadcasting crew and we get to keep hearing about him and hearing from him. So, I'm a big Javi Lopez fan, and it's arguably we wouldn't have a World Series championship, one of them, without him. So Javi Lopez is great in my book.
Enough with the banter. Let's talk cocktails. What are you drinking, Ben?
Well, thank you for asking, Bob. That is very kind of you, Bob. Today, I am drinking a cocktail that I planned more than 24 hours ahead of time. And I went to the store to buy ingredients just for it. It's called the Olallieberry Bourbon Smash. And if you know what a smash is, and I kind of just told you the recipe, but if you don't know what a smash is, you can find out what the recipe is at the end of the episode. And that's what I'm drinking, Bob.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Bob, I'm drinking something I'm calling a coconut old fashioned, and it's pretty tasty. And I'll tell you all about it at the end of the episode.
All right. Usually I say something inane, Matthew, and then we exchange words about that. And then I say, anyway, today is Sunday, July 20th, as we record this podcast.
Do you want me to say something inane?
I think we always say something inane. What I meant was in that particular location.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. I usually we like the inanity occurs there.
I was actually very succinct on my cocktail recipe description, wasn't I?
Yeah, and then I usually riff on it, but I wasn't listening to you because I was trying to get my cocktail into my glass. So I don't even know what you said. Something about
it's
crazy crabs and nuts or something.
Something about coconuts. That's what
right. Okay, coconuts. These coconuts.
But now that you've gotten your drink in your glass, maybe we could get on with the podcast.
We could, but first you have to look at it.
Oh, that's a bright red.
It is a bright red. I've already spilled some of it on my little mat here that keeps my voice from bouncing off the desk.
Yep, and it's going to be red for the rest of the night.
Yeah. Anyway, today is Sunday, July 20th, as we record this podcast. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. That feels a lot better. And also, I got to delay saying this. Hang on, let me say that with more confidence. That sounded exactly the same. Our San Francisco Giants went 0-3 this weekend against the Toronto Blue Jays to drop their record to 52-48. Folks, we're only 6 games up above homeostasis, and I'm sorry, we're on homeostasis watch now. Like, things are dire. I'm sorry. Like, I know that word hasn't been a thing since last year. You were like, oh, that was so funny in 2024. Let's just make that a 2024 thing. Nope, it's back.
I can't handle homeostasis, Ben.
No, homeostasis is not good. But it gets worse than that. It gets worse because we have to talk about the standings.
Why? Why do we have to talk about standings?
Because Matthew, this is a baseball team.
I don't talk about the standings about half the times when I host. You can just blow through it. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Well, nobody wants to wallow in it. I don't think they need to know that we're closer to the Diamondbacks than we are to the Padres. I don't think that's something that you need to bring up.
They don't need to know that we're 2 games ahead of the Diamondbacks, but 2.5 games behind the Padres.
Correct.
They don't need to know that we are actually only 6 games behind the Dodgers because the Dodgers
got swept by the Brewers. So thank you, Brewers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so Matthew, the Dodgers have been swept 3 out of the last 4 series that they've played, except 1.
Oh, why'd you have to go say that?
Because it needs to be said. Like, this is happening. This is a podcast about the Giants when they're good and when they suck. And right now they suck.
Oh, man.
They've been swept by every team they've played in the last 4 series except 1. When they beat the Giants 2-1 at home.
See, when you said that earlier, I assumed you meant the Giants had gotten swept 3 out of 4, and I didn't go check, but I just assumed that was correct.
No, it only feels that way, Matthew. Actually, they played better than that. They were playing a little better than that.
I thought you were talking about the Giants, not the Dodgers.
It wasn't that bad. No.
And we're still 6 games back. That's
Look, the
crazy.
point is the Dodgers are sucking right now, except when they play the Giants, because the Giants are sucking worse. That's my point.
Yeah.
All right. We got to talk about the wild card now. We haven't even gotten there yet.
Oh, all right.
They're not in it, folks. And they're behind. They're tied with the Cincinnati Reds for the first spot, which is 2.5 games out. And then the Cardinals are right on their heels. So it's not good. It's not good. And that's what we're going to talk about today, because we're going to talk about Canada. We're going to talk about the Canadian welcome. I always knew that. They're so nice. But when they're saying all those nice things to you, they're actually saying mean things. And other Canadians know that those are fighting words because they're Canadians.
Yeah.
But when you're there and they're being all nice to you and all this sort of stuff, you don't realize that they're just insulting you. Right?
Just like when the Southerners say, "Isn't that special?" or something like that, right? Oh.
Isn't that special? What? Yes. Is that Flo from Alice? Or from
maybe,
what was the name of that?
Maybe I don't know where I got. Not that I spent a lot of time in the South. I don't know. Anyway, move on.
She said, "Kiss my grits." Anyway,
She did say
no.
Chris McGrath.
Yeah, a good analogy, Matthew. And then after that, I mean, what else is there to talk about? Like, we got to talk about the offense again, always, perpetually. Like, I know that's what everybody else talks about. But you know, what else is there to do? What else is there to do?
Nothing.
But before we do all of that, we've got some tidbits to cover. Matthew, the
Yes.
Giants played their 100th game today.
That feels like that should be a milestone of some sort. Like we should be celebrating. Like, woohoo, 100 games into the season.
Yay. Really?
Above homeostasis, 100 games into the season.
I always, it kind of makes me sad. It kind of makes me melancholy because it just means.
It makes me nervous because I thought we had more of the season left.
Oh, yeah, no. After 100 games, it really feels like you're in the home stretch to me. It's like, you know, the season is winding down. And yes, there's all of the internal things of like you're in the middle of a pennant race or a playoff race and your team is close but not in it. And so there's all that anxiety, but also just baseball is going to end. And that makes me sad.
Before we know it, we'll just be watching the NFL.
Yeah. Anyway, Matthew.
Yes.
Former Giants draft pick Matt Gage was called up.
He was. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, that's it. I saw a lot of articles about him and I was like, I don't care.
Well, I mean, I thought it was interesting. The only reason that I put him in the show notes was because he was given the highest number in Giants history.
Wow.
There has never been a Giants player that wore a number in the 90s. And
he went with
he
93.
was given number 93.
Why not?
I mean, that's pretty cool.
90?
Like I don't know. Like I would have chosen 99. Like Aaron Judge,
I think 99
you know?
like Aaron Judge. Yeah, that's a good number. That's a good number. You know, that it must have some significance to him, right? Wow.
I graduated from college in 93, so you know, there's that. Go 93.
Yay! I don't even remember the year I graduated from college. I went the long way, folks. Phooey.
And then you took the long, circuitous route to graduating from college.
That's right. Matthew, did you just give away more of my PII? Did you just give away another phooey date of my life?
I said long, circuitous route. I didn't say a date.
I thought I heard a year in there. Yeah. All right.
I probably did say a year. Sorry.
Did you cut that out of the last show? Because I gave you a hard time about giving out my PII, and now that I think about it, I don't think I heard it in the show.
No, I think it was in there. I don't think I cut that out.
You don't think you cut it out? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, yeah, this is standing. Hey, folks, you keep listening to the show, you're going to know every single detail about my life because Matthew's eventually just going to give it all away. Eventually.
I kind of forget that people listen to this. It's not just you and I talking and having drinks. This is actually people listening.
Anyway, let's talk about Toronto. As much as
we got to talk about Toronto. We got to talk about Justin Verlander.
Why?
We had those days off.
You were just like this morbid fascination.
Let me paint a picture for you, Ben.
Okay.
We have all these days off. There's no Giants baseball. Mm-hmm. As we detailed in the last episode, I had the shakes. Okay, like it was bad. I was excited that Giants baseball was starting again. And then I see that the starting pitcher is Justin Verlander for the first game out.
Yeah, were you excited about that?
No, I was not. And I didn't even have to I didn't have to watch the game to know what was going to happen. And sure enough, Justin Verlandered.
Mm-hmm.
And you could say that they weren't going to win. He could have given up 0 runs, and the result probably would have been the same.
Right.
But I'm just tired of Verlander, and so I put together some stats to kind of prove my point, Ben. And I don't know if there are any Giants personnel listening to this, but I want to call attention to some things. So first of all, There have only been 71 seasons in history where a pitcher is 42 years age or older who have made at least 16 starts. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Verlander is the only one without a win.
Okay.
In fact, the lowest number of wins is 3 besides him.
Whoa, which is half of my projected win total.
Yes. He has the worst ERA plus, the 55th worst ERA at 4.99. I will say that like not every old pitcher does poorly, because of those 71 pitchers, 31 had an ERA plus of 100 or better.
Right. Well, I mean, there's a reason why they're still pitching.
Right. Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
If you just want to limit it to pitchers who are 42 years old, there have only been 29 pitchers in history who have started a game at least 16 games at the age of 42. Mm-hmm. And Verlander's season, out of those 29 pitchers, ranks 27th in ERA plus and 24th in ERA. Of those 29 pitchers, he has the 5th highest whip at 1.513. And if the season ended today, he'd be the only one without a win. And 4 wins was the lowest in the age 42 season. I don't think he's getting to 4 wins, Ben.
No, which is very disappointing because that means I'm missing.
I will say, speaking of 4 wins, the Giants are only 4-12 in his starts. So there was some like discussion earlier where everyone was talking about how he had some bad luck and teams, the Giants blew some leads and all that. One of those 4 wins was that extra inning game where where we scored like 11 runs in like the 13th inning or whatever, right?
Right.
So So 4-12 in his starts. That's where the Giants are, and they're 4 games over 500 right now.
They're 8 games under 500 when Justin Verlander starts.
Yes.
Right.
So they're 0-6 in his last 6 starts. So it's been that long since they've actually won a game. He's the 12th worst in WOBA in the league right now. 12th worst in OPS allowed. He has no put away pitch. This is a man who is in one of the top strikeout pitchers of his era, and he can't put any away. Batters are hitting .301 against him with his 4-seam fastball. His expected batting average against his 4-seamer is even worse at .326. In 2022, when he had his last quote unquote good season, hitters hit .194 against the 4-seamer. Okay. Yeah. Now they're batting .301. They hit .223 in 2023. So sliders aren't much better, as hitters are hitting .283 against it right now. So his 2 best pitches, hitters are hitting it. And it's not even close. He's not the pitcher that everyone remembers. And he's probably not even the best option that we have right now. And for Buster to just allow Verlander to keep going out there, game in and game out, at some point, don't you have to pull the plug on this, Ben?
No. I mean, no, you don't have to. And they're not going to. I said this long ago. First of all, Matthew, my first observation is you are one of those guys who slows down traffic when there's an accident on the other side of the road. On the highway. You're one of the worst, right? You get to the front of the line and you slow down.
You're calling me a rubbernecker.
You are a massive rubbernecker.
Okay. Okay.
I am look straight ahead, do not look. I am trying to make things move. I'm not going to try to take pleasure in somebody else's misery.
I'm not taking pleasure in it. I'm just saying it happened. There's carnage everywhere, Ben. It is hard to ignore.
It's not hard to ignore. Just don't look, dude. Just don't look. We all know it's bad. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter. Buster Posey doesn't have the cojones to let this man go. They are not doing it. They are not cutting him. They are not taking him out of the rotation. This is going to continue for the rest of the season. Because if they do it now, then they admit that there's a problem, and there has been a problem for a long time. The man cannot throw the same way. I'm just going to go out and conjecture that whatever is going on in his neck, his nerve thing, that is a permanent injury. He's done. And if they take him out now, they will admit that he's done, and they will admit that they should have done it 2 months ago. So they won't. Because they can't. Because he's Justin Verlander.
And Verlander's going on record. He's going to the media and saying, I've made some tweaks and the stuff is good. And he thinks that's made a difference. But, this is a results-based offense, a game. And he's not getting results. In fact, if you looked at Friday's game, he had 0 strikeouts. This is a guy who ranks 10th all time in career strikeouts, Ben. And he can't put anyone away. It is over. And then the final nail in the coffin for me is that Tristan Beck comes in after him and cruises through the lineup. Cruises through. So don't tell me that we don't have better options when Tristan Beck comes in out of the bullpen and just makes, just mows through them. So I'm tired of Justin Verlander, Ben.
Well, okay. And so here's what I'm telling you. Stop looking. Stop looking. Because it's not going anywhere. They're not gonna clear that accident until the end of September, Matthew. It's just gonna, you just gotta not look. You gotta just drive. Okay? Now, I want to talk about hangovers.
Okay. I'm familiar with those. Especially after Justin Verlander pitches.
Yeah. Me and my good friend, the Hangover, we hung out a lot when I was younger. I got a lot in my 30s, too. Yeah. I think, unfortunately, there were 2 gentlemen who had hangovers. And they are one Logan Webb and one Robbie Ray.
Oh, yeah. They seem like boozers to me.
I am conjecturing that Logan Webb and Robbie Ray were both victims of the All-Star hangover.
Oh, All-Star hangover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, Matthew.
Okay.
I mean, they could have been tired just because they did all the traveling and all the partying and all the, they went to all the events and it was just a busy whirlwind week, few days. But I don't know. Maybe that included some booze. I don't know. So I'm claiming All-Star break hangover. So I would like to posit, Matthew, that all Giants pitchers should pitch not quite good enough to make the All-Star game anymore.
Well, I think it's locked into Giants lore that at least one Giants pitcher will suck in the All-Star game. And then maybe I haven't looked at if there's a history of post All-Star game hangovers for Giants pitchers, but I can see where you're coming from because Logan Webb did not look like the Logan Webb that we know. He gave up a lot of hits. Although he's second in the league in hits allowed.
Well, yeah, okay.
Part of that is because he leads the league in innings pitched,
yes,
maybe.
Right. So Logan's a little bit of a different guy, right? Remember that Logan Webb gets, he's good in the aggregate, okay? He's good in the aggregate because he induces ground balls. So sometimes those ground balls find holes, a lot of balls in play, some of those just become regular hits, right? But in the aggregate, he gets a lot of ground balls, some of those turn into double plays, but guys get on base, but then they amount to nothing because of those ground balls. So, he's going to give up more hits. That's why he's kind of a weird anomaly.
Yeah, he is an anomaly. He's an anomaly. I mean, this year, his BABIP is 340. So when a player puts it in play with him, they're hitting 340.
Yeah, and his BABIP has always been bad.
But this year he's got the extra oomph where he can strike a guy out, not just get the double play. It's it's interesting. He's definitely an anomaly.
Which is why, and it's also why so first of all, when he pitches like that, sometimes he just has a bad inning, right? Because it all stacks up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like,
Well, that's what happened in Toronto, right? Yeah,
right. Exactly. I don't really think they were hungover, but it's an interesting theory. It's probably a better theory than the Tariq screwball voodoo.
Probably.
It's not voodoo curse that Robbie Ray's been putting on Justin Verlander. So I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there as a possibility as to why that Toronto was so bad.
Well, and I mean, there's a number of things you can point to about this Toronto series. The other one was that the Blue Jays pitching was really good.
Was it though?
Well, I mean, the biggest one is they didn't allow a walk until halfway through Game 3.
Okay. Yeah.
So in that respect, and then they were striking out. In Game 1, the Giants struck out 12 times. The Blue Jays struck out 2. There was some pitching. And I don't know. Okay, you could argue that's the hitting.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I mean, I hear you. The Giants do walk a fair amount. Like, so I get the idea that if they're not walking, that the Giants have a few guys that
they need a walk because they can't hit enough. They got to get guys on base.
Well, I know what they got to do, Matthew. What I'm saying is that I don't think you can blame like all of these numbers on the great pitching of the other team. Like, okay. Kudos to the Blue Jays, but whatever. Like, I never feel like the Giants got dominated by the great pitching staff.
No,
even if that is what happened, I just don't feel that way. So,
nah, I get it.
Look, there were a few bright spots, but I do want to call out a couple of things.
Okay.
Well, I do want to call out one thing before we move on, which is that Jung-Hoo Lee had a huge hit today on Sunday as we record this podcast to drive in the last 2 runs of the game for the Giants. And then when he was turning that single into a hustle double, I guess it was technically going to be on the throw or whatever, he got thrown out at second because of instant replay. Because for, I don't know, 1/1000th of a second, for the tiniest little margin of space, none of his body was touching the base while the glove was being applied. The tag was being applied.
Yeah.
And so by rule, he was out.
I don't really feel like that's what instant replay was put in for.
No, that's definitely not what instant replay was put in for. It was put in for the obvious mistakes. Like
the little quarter of an inch off the bag while the guy's got his glove on you.
But like half of the announcers and all of the fans are like, instant replay is there to get every single thing right. And you've got these guys out there who are like, you see a 50-50 play and the replay kind of shows you that it was like maybe 51% the other way than it was called on the field. And then they get apoplectic when the replay does not overturn the call. And it's like, because the rules say that it's supposed to be clear and obvious. Not maybe, not kinda, sorta, not the tiniest little fraction of an inch. So I'm going to claim that we got robbed by instant replay being right.
We did. If that little quarter of an inch isn't called, then we got runners on second and third with 2 outs.
That's right. And in spirit, he was safe. He beat that throw by a ton.
Yeah.
I think it's a BS. I hate instant replay. I don't hate instant replay.
I like it when it gets it right.
Yeah, no, I love it all the time. Honestly, I don't really buy that account because you know what, Matthew? It isn't about Justin Verlander. It isn't about hangovers. It isn't about instant replay. That's not the problem. Like, we all know what the problem is. We all know what the cause of the accident on the other side of the highway is.
We do.
But luckily, we have Matthew driving our minivan.
Yes, I've stopped to look at the carnage.
Yes, Matthew literally stopped and took a video Like, he just stopped his car right in the middle of the road, folks.
I did.
He stopped in the fast lane. Right?
I got curious because I was like, well, obviously offense is bad. And I wanted to know how bad it is. So I started looking up. And then there's this thought that they've gotten better over the last, like, month.
Yeah, a little bit, sort of here and there.
This, like, maybe they've gotten better. We got Rafael Devers. There's this, maybe
Willie Adames
is heating up. Jung Hoo Lee has kind of come out of his, like just the cellar and is okay now.
Whatever, okay.
He's not great, but okay.
Mm-mm. Nope, I'm not on the bandwagon. You're not getting me on the bandwagon.
Okay,
no.
I'm not asking you to get on the bandwagon. He's just been better than he has been.
Okay, whatever, fine. Okay, I'll reluctantly agree.
Okay, so then I started looking things up. And the first thing I looked up, and I just happened by coincidence to see this, and it wasn't like the first stat that I was looking at, but the Giants are 26th in the league in BABIP, so batting average on balls in play.
Okay, doesn't that?
And so that's what, I know you're going to say, isn't that the luck stat?
Yeah, it's the luck stat. Like, although I usually then argue against it, but whatever. That's the luck stat, Matthew. The Giants are unlucky. Case closed.
No, they're not. So then I looked, the last 30 days, they're 23rd in BABIP over the last 30 days. Okay, so I'm like, all right, maybe they're unlucky. They're not unlucky, Ben. What? When you look at other statistics that back this up, is that they just don't hit the ball hard.
Yeah, Matthew. Okay. Matthew, I don't remember when it was, but it might have been this year or during the off season. I went through a list of the players who have high BABIPs because I hate this stat. I hate BABIP because so many people read it wrong.
Yeah.
And I went through and I read the names of all the players who have recently had historically good BABIPs. And it was all of the best home run hitters in baseball. A high BABIP means you hit the ball hard.
Exactly. And guess what the Giants don't do?
Floss their teeth.
Maybe, but they also don't hit the ball hard.
Oh, right. That makes more sense.
They're 25th in the league in exit velocity.
Oh, God.
They're 25th in home runs per at bat, 28th over the last 30 days. They're 26th in barrels per plate appearance percentage. There are no players in the top 50 in barrel and plate appearance percentage. Devers is 56. Adames is 76. That means, like, you would expect, because there are 30 teams, you would have at least one guy in the top 30.
One guy, the top 30.
No, but Devers, who we've only had for, less than a month, is 56th. Adames is 76. That's the next one. Okay, so we're not barreling the ball. We're not hitting the ball hard. Our exit velocity sucks. The Giants, if you just look at old school numbers, Giants are 28th in batting average at 229, while the major league batting average, the average for all teams is 245. They're 29th in expected batting average at 235. So they're 28th in batting average, and they get worse in expected batting average. So you can't even say they're unlucky there. They're 27th in the league in slugging, batting 369, whereas the major league average is 401. They're 27th in expected slugging at 387. So they're 27th in slugging. They're 27th in expected slugging. So they are who we say they are. Their weighted on base average, which is the quality of contact that factors in also strikeouts and walks, they're 24th at 299, where 313 is the major league average. And their expected weighted on base average is 26th. So they're even worse. Okay, then you think, okay, well, we got someone like Rafael Devers, and Devers should make a difference, right? Because they keep showing these stats on TV about how over the last, 5 or 6 years, he leads the league in extra base hits, or he leads the majors in extra base hits and all that. He hasn't done that with the Giants, Ben.
No.
With the Red Sox, through 73 games, he had a slash line of 272, 401, and 504. 401 on base and a 504 slugging. He walked 16.8% of the time, and he struck out 22.8% of the time. His weighted runs created plus was 146. That's a player that you're like, yeah, I want that on my team. Then he came to the Giants. In the last 26 games, he's batted 206 with a 325 on base and a 330 slugging. He's walked 14.5% and struck out 30.8. So almost 10% more in strikeouts since he's become a Giant. And his weighted runs created plus is 89. So we went from a 146 weighted runs created plus to an 89.
Okay, I know it seems crazy, and I have beaten this dead horse so long, and I just said it was crazy in this show, but I really think we should look into the whole Robbie Ray curse thing and sucking the mojo. And
maybe
I know
we should DFA Robbie Ray. Maybe everything else will just come apart. Come together.
I mean, I don't want to get rid of Robbie, but maybe what if that's the answer? Like, I don't know. And I know it makes half of the listenership uncomfortable every time when I say sucking mojo, but like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, what if that's the problem? What if the problem is that Robbie Ray's sucking everybody's mojo?
Well, I mean, your guess could be as good as anybody else's because Pat Burrell hasn't been able to figure it out. and I got to ask you, Ben, like, does Pat Burrell survive this season?
No, but he definitely doesn't get fired this season because that's not the way Buster's going to work.
No, that's not Buster's way, right? He's not going to fire someone.
It's the same reason that Justin Verlander's not going anywhere. And plus, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like at the end of the day, it's the guys that you have on the roster. It's not the hitting coach. But I will say this. Your hitting coach and the team overall should be just like, it has been 3 months that we've been playing this way. I guess, or at least 2 months. Like, you have played just as long this way as you did the other way. So you have to start believing that you can't just keep telling guys the same old thing. Like, you got to start doing different things. And it feels like they aren't doing that. Like, I get it. A lot of what a hitting coach is putting together video and showing guys what they're doing differently, telling guys how other teams are going to attack them, and then, rubbing their shoulders and telling them to, go out there, get a hit and shake their fooey, Like, I get that. But, like, it feels like, but here's the thing, the rubbing of the shoulders and the shaking of the fooey, that's the cherry on top. And it feels like that's the only thing they're getting. Like, I don't think that Pat Burrell survives the season because I don't think Pat Burrell has the experience to know that they've got to mix something up. They got to do something different. But it's not just on Pat. I mean, it's on everybody. Like, I mean, Bob Melvin is a baseball manager, right? Like, he should know this. They got a whole lot of other coaches there. Buster Posey is a future Hall of Famer. Like, there's a lot of guys there that should know when the team is just bad. And you got to do something different. And, it's not happening. So like, I don't know. Like, I agree with you. I don't think that Pat survives the offseason. But it's not going to happen until then.
No, but you have to make a change, right? You can't just say, oh, we had a really, really unexpectedly bad season.
I think you change it. Because, I've always believed that this season was intended to be a let's see what we got season. And then the team came out real hot. And then it was like, okay, let's try to contend now season. But it's turning back into a let's see what we got. And what we learned was we've got a really fantastic bullpen. Elite. The best in the league. And no reason to think that it can't stay that way. We've got really good starting pitching for at least the next couple of years. And we got a lot of up-and-comers. Pitching's good. Pitching's strong. But the position players, man, like, okay, we believe in Devers, we believe in Adames, we believe in Chapman, but then it starts to go downhill. Like, I believe in Ramos. Maybe I believe in Ramos more than some of those other guys. But after that, it's like, but all of those guys, they got holes, they're kind of streaky, and so if they're not clicking, you need some other guys to be way better, and the rest of this lineup is just not good. It's just not good. And it's also just very, very bad. So, like, they got a lot of things to fix. Unfortunately, I don't think those things are going to get fixed until the offseason. So there's a lot of things that they have to do, and I don't know. Like, I don't know, Matthew. I don't know. I want the team to be good this year, and I don't. But I'm also the cynic, and the cynic in me is like they're not good. He's like 84 wins. You're gonna be lucky if they get 80 wins. That's what Inside Ben is saying.
Well, you may be right. I wish I could argue with you, but they definitely need to play better than they've been playing.
Also, dude, we got to move the minivan. There's a man who just yelled at me something that I don't even know what it means, but I'm pretty sure it's illegal everywhere. Can we move the minivan now?
Sure, let's move the minivan.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I had a thought. I looked up Justin Verlander's batting, and he spent his entire career in the American League. So it wasn't like he batted like as a National League player before the DH came into the National League, but he has 60 plate appearances as a Major League Baseball player
and
10 sacrifice hits.
Wow! So you're saying he could put a bunt down?
He could put a bunt down.
So the next time we need a bunt, we pull Patrick Bailey. We send Verlander in there.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, Bailey can't get it down, but I bet you Justin Verlander could. So maybe that's where we find it.
Yeah.
Days like Webb.
This is a good question. Can we use the DH for any position?
I think you can.
Is that really a thing? Because, what about when Logan Webb is pitching?
Right. I mean, he's a 167 lifetime hitter.
Yeah, and he hits for power.
Yeah, he's got a home run. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. He hits for power. He's a power hitter like Dwayne Kuiper. And maybe we should talk about who are we playing next?
The Atlanta Braves.
Oh, those losers.
And they are losers.
Oh,
so we got that going for us.
Yeah, look at that.
They are 43-55. They're 4-6, just like us in the last 10 games.
They never recovered. It seemed like they were going to get back on track, and then Acuna came back, and then that's when they got really bad.
They're +1 in their run differential, so it looks like their pitching is really they've struggled.
Yeah, no, their pitching has just been some guys got hurt and for the season, a couple guys.
Yeah.
So
they're only 25-24 at home. So, I think we got a good chance to roll in there and maybe steal a couple.
Well, and their pitching's bad, so we got a chance.
Yeah, yep. And Verlander will be one of the pitchers, won't he? So we got to win the first two. We got to win the first two games.
Oh, God. So it's Roop and Birdsong. And Verlander?
Yes, that would be the logical, yeah. So 2 out of 3. All right.
What are you talking about? Yeah, no, I'm excited. Yeah, Roop and Birdsong and Verlander. Yeah. Yes, this is happening. Yes, 2 out of 3.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it time for the booze, boys?
Oh, God, Bob, please make mine a triple. Gee, Birdsong, Roop, and Verlander. God, man. God.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Oh, the entire bottle of vodka, dude. Are you kidding me? What do you think I'm drinking?
No, there was something with Olallieberries in it. Come on, man.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Right. That's long gone. I finished that long ago. It was really good. Today, Bob, thank you for asking. That's very kind of you. Bob, I'm drinking an Olallieberry Bourbon Smash. This is a whiskey smash, but also I smashed Olallieberries with it. How do you make an Olallieberry Bourbon Smash? Well, you take half an ounce of simple syrup, 2 lemon wedges, 8 to 10 mint leaves, or more. The mintier the better, I say. And a 1/4 cup of Olallieberries. Or whatever. Just a handful. You put all of those into a glass, and then you muddle them into a mixing tin. Or whatever. Mixing glass. Shaking tin. And you muddle them. And you muddle them real good. But be gentle on the mint. But everything else, you got to muddle it real good. Okay? Then, to that, you add 2 ounces of bourbon. You put that all of that into a shaker with ice. You shake that until well chilled. And then you are going to double strain it. And folks, you're probably going to need 2 strainers. Because the first strainer is going to get so clogged with all of the Olallieberry stuff. And then you're going to triple strain that into a rocks glass with ice. Now, usually they say use crushed ice. I prefer, just like Difford's Guides, cubed ice. And then you just top that with a garnish of mint and Olallieberries, and that's how you make an Olallieberry Bourbon Smash. And you make a normal whiskey smash by not including the Olallieberries. And it's
that's a tasty cocktail.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say, Bob. It's amazing. If you that much, half an ounce of simple syrup might not be enough for some of you. So some people like to go up all the way up to an ounce. So vary to whatever your sweetness level is. Olallieberries can be quite tart, and so with the lemon as well, that can be tart. But if you don't have Olallieberries, blackberries, raspberries, dingleberries, I don't know, whatever.
Bury it up, man.
Yeah.
What are you drinking, Matthew?
Well, Bob, I'm drinking a coconut old-fashioned. And I probably should have named this toasted coconut old-fashioned because the secret to this is the syrup. So to make a toasted coconut syrup, you're going to take a half cup of demerara sugar and a half cup of coconut sugar. If you don't have coconut sugar, just do a full cup of demerara. That's fine. A half cup of water. And you're going to put that in a saucepan and under medium heat until it dissolves. Then you're going to add a half a teaspoon of gum Arabic powder and whisk that in until combined. And then you're going to let it simmer for a couple of minutes. Then you're going to, in a skillet, you're going to take 3/4 cups of unsweetened shredded coconut, and you're going to heat it under medium heat until it's brown and toasted entirely. And it's going to take a little while, about 10 minutes to toast. But always watch it and move it around because it'll burn quickly. Then you're going to dump that toasted coconut into your syrup, and you're going to heat it up for about 5 minutes on medium heat. Then you're going to remove it from the heat and put it on cover and let it sit. Oh, you're also going to add a couple of cinnamon sticks in there when you take it off the heat, okay? And you're going to let it sit until it cools. And then you're going to strain it into a vessel. And you're going to have a fine mesh strainer is important because all that, it's going to just soak up into the coconut, and you got to press all the syrup out of the coconut. And you'll make about close to a cup of syrup with this. Then you're going to take that syrup and you're going to do 2 ounces of bourbon, a half ounce to 3/4 ounces of your coconut gum syrup, 1 dash of Angostura bitters, 1 dash of black walnut bitters. And you're going to stir that in a mixing glass with ice for about 30 seconds. Strain it into a rocks glass with a big chunk of ice. And you're going to garnish it with an orange peel and a Luxardo cherry. And you have a toasted coconut old-fashioned. Ben's face is making me laugh because I don't know. He just seems so amazed by this whole process. That's what I'm drinking, Bob. A coconut old-fashioned.
That's a tasty cocktail.
It is tasty. It is. It's a little bit of work, but it's tasty.
What? Bob, did you get all that? Bob, I hope Matthew wrote all those notes down because I'm not writing that down in the show notes. I will tell you that right now.
Ben's going to copy and paste it into the show notes.
Okay, good. Because sometimes I have to write them out.
It's all there. It's all there.
Okay. All right. All right. Wow. All of that for coconut flavor. Coconut's.
Oh, it's so good, though. It's so good. That little toasty coconut aftertaste at the end. It's so good.
The worst.
Oh, so good. I know you don't like coconut.
Yeah,
That's why
Matthew,
I
wasn't even
joys.
listening to you for the first 45 minutes of that explanation because I was off on the internet researching stuff. And then I came back and you were just starting the cocktail recipe.
Yeah.
Like that
Anyway.
like that was half the show.
Anyway, that's a wrap, folks. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks
We'll be
to that
back
recipe.
on Thursday with more Giants content. If you can't wait, don't forget to follow us on the socials at Giant Cocktails on all the main ones that you can think of. Also, don't forget to follow us on YouTube where you can listen to us, but also subscribe and leave comments. And don't forget to leave us a positive review, like a 5-star positive review on your podcast platform of choice, most likely Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Ben, I guess it was great talking Giants with you. If they had been winning, maybe it would have been a little bit more fun.
I was good, right?
Yeah, you were great.
Yeah.
You were great. It's just the topic is a little bit, it would be fun if they were actually winning. Anyway, until next time, cheers, my friend.
Cheers, Matthew. Matthew, you drove that minivan like a real dad today. You know, that's like a real dad.
Like a real dad.
Yeah.
All right, that's a compliment.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Giant Cocktails Podcast. Until next time, bottoms up.
So, Ben, one of the questions that I saw from All-Star Weekend is they were asking all the Major League pitchers, how many hits could an average person hit against a Major League pitcher if they had 100 at-bats?
Okay. I would like to think that I could get at least one hit in my prime.
Okay.
In my early to mid-20s.
Logan Webb and Robbie Ray both said 0.
God, yeah.
And
it's not wrong.
most of the Major League players said 0. A couple said 1.
But that's the thing, because like average person, like, no, like
There were some good points. They didn't ask just pitchers. They asked everybody. And there were some hitters that were like, I do this for a living and it's freaking hard. Like they were like, and so I feel like it would be pretty hard to get a hit against a Major League hitter. First of all, somebody throwing 100 miles an hour at me would that'd be a no starter.
Okay, yeah. So first of all, that would make me cry, and I think I've done that bit on the show. I don't know, like that depends who's playing defense. you know, and at what time of the year is it? Do I have early season Willie Adames? Because dude, I will get hits all day long.
If you're batting against 42-year-old Justin Verlander,
if I'm batting against 42-year-old Justin Verlander and Willie Adames is playing shortstop, and it's 22-year-old Ben with a healthy hamstring, bro, I'm bunting and I'm getting hits all day long. I could get a bunt down. Don't F with me.